Hi friends, I have a quick math lesson for you today that I'd like you to follow along with before you go ahead and take your math quiz that is also linked to this Google Classroom assignment. Okay, so we've been learning about measurement. We have done a lot of measuring with cubes and measuring with other items like shoes, popsicle sticks, paper clips. Remember, those are called non-standard units. We've practiced that a lot at home. So today I want to show you something just a little bit different. So I'm going to aim my camera down at my table below me, and you are going to see three pieces of string. Make sure I get them all in the camera. And there we go. Okay, so let's call this one that I'm pointing to string number 1. This will be string number 2, and this will be string number 3. I want you to think with your brain, and I want you to make a prediction which one of these strings is the longest. Is it number 1, number 2, or number 3? Tell someone at home which one's the longest, and then tell them, how do you know? Explain your thinking. Okay. How many of you said they're all the same? Look, they all start and end at the same place, right? Did anybody say anything different? Did anybody think what would happen if you stretched out these pieces of string? Let's try it. So string number 1, we can't stretch that one out anymore, right? That's all stretched out. String number 2, oh, that goes way off of the camera. It's so long. And string number 3, woo, now which one do you think is the longest? Let me hold them up for you and see if this helps. So I have string number 1 right here. And then I have string number 2 stretched out. That was the one in the middle right here. And string number 3, look, is so long I can't even fit it all in the camera. So which one was the longest? It was string number 3, right? The one that was all swirly, because there was so much string, I had it in so many swirls that when I stretched it out, it was the longest. Okay, so you can go ahead, if you have some string or yarn or rope or anything at home, you can go ahead and try that. See if you can stump anyone at home. Ask them which string is the longest. Make sure you make them start and end at the same point, but you can take some of the strings and you can swirl them all around and up and down, and then that will be the longer one because you'll have to stretch it out really long to make sure that your family member knows which one's the longest. Okay. Now the next thing I want to show you, I'm going to aim my camera down again here, is with some cubes. So I have blue and yellow cubes right here. I'm going to turn them this way. So I am going to say, now this is important. When we've been measuring before, we've been measuring in units of 1. So we've said 1 block is 1 unit. So if I asked you, how many cubes long is this pencil? You would go like this. I started it at my starting line, and I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It stops right there, right? So I would say my pencil is 10 units long. Would I say my pencil is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 units long because there's 14 cubes there? I need to make sure I don't make that mistake. Even though there's 14 cubes here, my pencil stops at cube number 10. See, there's the end line of my pencil, and it matches up right there with the end line of cube number 10. So this pencil is 10 cubes long. But, now this is a little tricky, so listen carefully. What if I make this a little different, and I say, each blue and yellow cube together is 1 unit. So I'm going to separate these to show you what I mean. This would be 1. This would be 2. This would be 3. This would be 4, this would be 5, and so on. But I can't keep them separated like this when I measure, because remember, when we're measuring with our non-standard units, they need to be as close together as they can be so that we get a correct measurement. So if this is 1, right, this is 1, 2 of them together makes 1. I know that's a little confusing. Let's see how many units this pencil would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's see. I start my pencil, make sure it's starting right at the start line, and it's ending pretty much right at the end line of the pencil. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my pencil is 5 units long. Okay. What about, let's move this pencil and try this one. How many units long is this pencil? Now remember, that's a unit. That is 1 unit, okay? So look, it's not starting at the start line, but that's okay. I can still measure it. Look, it starts right here. So my first unit will be these 2, okay? So let's see how many units it is. 1, 2, 3, and it stops on that one. So let's say it's not quite 4, it's like 3.5 units long. 1, 2, 3.5. All right, I have one more for you to try. Let's try this one. Now this one's not starting down here, it is starting at the end. And remember, this is 1 unit. So let's measure. 1. What do you guys think? I'm going to let you do the rest of the counting. Can you see these cubes on the screen? Tell me how many units long you think this is. Let's try together. 1, 2, 3 would go out to here. So I would say this is probably 1, 2.5 units long. Did you agree with that? 2.5 units long. All right. So that is another way we can use whoa. Sorry guys, just dropped my computer and you. That is another way we can use non-standard measurement to measure objects. 1 cube might not always count as 1 unit. We might use 2 cubes as 1 unit and say a yellow and a blue together is 1 unit. So that's a little more confusing, but I know your brains can handle it. All right, I have one more thing I want to show you in this lesson. It is in our math workbook. So I brought that home. Let me see if I can aim this down. All right, so I want you looking at this page right here, and I'll just move it like that. You know what? I'm going to move this computer down a little bit. I have it stacked on top of some books right now. Okay. All right, I think you should be able to see that. So bear with me. So it's really important that we read what's up here first. It says 1 square stands for 1 unit. Okay, so one of these little squares is 1 unit. Very simple. So I am wondering, how many units long is strip D? How many units long? Can you try to count? Remember, we need to start at our start line and end at our end line. So let's count how many units long so I can look at the units next to D to help me measure. Ready? Starting there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I stop there because that's my end line. So let's look at it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. D is 4 units long. Okay, now I want you to look at unit B for me. And I want you to tell me which unit is longer than B. Which one of these units is longer than B? So I just wrote on it. What do you think? Well, if I took D and I turned it sideways, D is 4 units long. 1, 2, 3, 4. It would stop right there. So is D longer than B? D is definitely not our answer. Now look at A and B. They start on the same start line. Do you see that? And A stops right here and B keeps going. So A is also not longer than B. Let's look at E. E is a little harder to tell because it is going up and B is going across. Let's count how many units long B is. Here we go. Start at the start line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and it stops right there. So I'm just going to write that there so I don't forget. B is 11 units long. Let's count E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it stops right there. E is 7. So is E longer than B? E is not longer than B. E is only 7 and B is 11. 11 is greater than 7. So let's look at C. I am looking at B where it starts and where B ends. And look at this. C stretches past it in both directions. I can tell by looking that C is the one that is longer than B. Okay. Let's count how many units long A is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A is 7 units long. Which two strips are the same length? Remember, length is how long something is. Which two are the same length? Did you say A and E? Look, we counted 7 for both of them. Even though A is the long way and then E is going the tall way, it's standing up. If you turned E on its side and moved it over, it would be exactly equal to A. All right, you guys, those little lessons that I just gave you should help you a lot on your math test that you're about to take. Do your best work. It's okay if you don't know them all. Just do your best. Like I tell you in school, it helps me know what you already learned and what you still need to learn and what I need to teach you. Okay? Have a great day, guys. Good luck on your math test. Bye.